So you're getting ready to launch into our first project, and I want to show you where to find everything and kind of what to do on checkpoint one. So I'm only opening up parts of the project a step at a time. I don't want to overwhelm you with like, oh, what do I don't understand what I'm because we're just going to do a piece at a time, and at the end we'll put all the pieces together to make the final product. So when you log into Summit, and you should have already done this at some point, it's log into Summit. So you're here. This is the first page. You're going to go to your year page, and you're going to go to Darnall Social Studies 6. And it's this very first one called Organization of Societies. And so you'll see on here, as of right now, we're looking at a due date of October 2nd. That probably could get moved up, moved back. We'll just see. Right now, that's my goal. And right now, you only see one bubble for checkpoints. And that's because I've only opened up checkpoint one, but there will be four checkpoints, four little assignments that build to the big assignment. And then there will be two final products that we will put together for the final part of this. All right, so when you're ready and you click on Organization of Societies, and I am signed in as a student, so we can kind of see, you can see what a student would see. You can see the project overview. So on Monday, we did kind of an entry event, and I'll show you that here in a second. That was just kind of to get us thinking about the idea of organization of societies, the organization of communities, of groups, how we interact with one another, how do we compromise and work together, all those things that happen when we have all these different people and different opinions. So the essential question, how does the way a society is organized impact the people living in it? So you can think about different societies. You can think about the United States. And even within the United States, different states have different ways of doing things. Within those states, different communities have different ways of doing things. Different countries have different governments. And how does that organization impact those people? We're going to look at the way that societies are structured can impact equality between people. The way that societies are structured can impact efficiency of creating change, efficiency, how quickly. Some things get changed quickly and some don't, and sometimes that's the way of the society. And societal organization can be reflected on smaller levels to have similar results. So maybe you want to make a change in your community or in your school, and organizing your group or your club, like some of these society organizations, some of these governments, could have similar results. So description, it starts by having you participate in a simulation. That was the you were stranded on an island thing, okay, that we did, the activity. You engage with documents to create evidence-based arguments. So evidence-based arguments, that is a really important phrase there. It means that you have to have facts to back up why you're saying something. You can't just go, well, what I think. No, what's the evidence? And ultimately answer the compelling question of the inquiry. Next, you choose a problem at your school that you care about and create an organization, group, club that will address this issue. And you'll use historical examples from the inquiry to justify why you did it that way. So then you have to go back and use evidence from Athens or India or something like that and say, well, I noticed how well this worked, so I'm going to organize it this way because of that. So you refer back to that evidence. You're being graded on how you identify patterns in relationships, how well you set up your claim, your argumentative claim, your counterclaim, how well you select your evidence, and the explanation of that evidence. Okay, so let's look at checkpoint one, which is going to be the first thing that you do. Okay, you have all week to work on this, and I'm going to show you the resources that you need for that. Okay, so what is the focus of this checkpoint? So let's look at the rubric. Identifying patterns, analyzing information to identify patterns or relationships relevant to understanding a phenomenon to solve or design a problem. So looking at patterns that have happened in the past to see how you could use that relationship to solve something in the future. Develop an argumentative claim, developing a strong opinion through clear, well-sequenced claims, meaning you have evidence to develop your opinion, not just random thoughts. Okay, so resources that you need. So this is the entry event. We have already done this. We did this in class, or you had your at-home document for this as well. Just showing you what we're talking about. This was the shipwrecked on an island thing. So there's that, but you can see that again. And then you have this Democracy in Athens document set, and it says medium, and the graphic organizer, and this notebook entry. However, what I want you to use is I want you to drop down. For this very first project, I want you to skip this section, because you'll look down here, you see the same thing, but it says mild. What you have there is the difference at mild, medium, and spicy. And for this very first project, I want us to use the mild because it gives you a little extra help on setting up those thoughts. So the first thing you need is the document set. So open that up. And here it goes. Okay, you're in editing mode, so you can type in this. Okay, type away anywhere you want. You can see here, see I can type that, and it's going to save what I do. It's very much like a Google Doc, except that it's being saved in Summit. Okay, read the supporting question, which is here. What were the benefits and drawbacks of democracy in ancient Athens? You may go, well, democracy is great. Remember this ancient Athens. We're going to go all the way back to ancient Athens. Their democracy is not exactly like ours. Follow the highlighting directions, yellow, blue, purple, to find the supporting evidence. Read each document that relates to the supporting question. After reading each document, complete the graphic organizer below the resource. Okay, so it says highlighting evidence about the benefits. So as you're reading, if you see something that would be a positive, a good thing, a benefit, then you would highlight that in yellow. And to do that, you could be like this. You just do that, you go up here to highlight, and you choose yellow. Boom, done. Okay, so that way you can go back. So it's part of a skill to help you as you're reading to keep up with all of these things. Highlight evidence about drawbacks, negative, in blue. So if you read something that you go, well, wait a minute, that's not very good, put that in blue. If you see something that promoted equality, meaning everybody was treated the same, put that with purple. And if you see something that promoted efficiency, meaning it got things done quickly and easily, put that in green, because that's going to help you. Okay, so you're going to read each little resource. So here's part of a resource right here. As you're reading it, you can type notes over here. And then you drop down and you answer these questions here. And then here's another resource. Highlight, make any notes as you're reading. Here's a word bank if you don't know what words mean. Answer these questions. Another resource. And each resource, none of these resources are very long. And then answer the questions into the graphic organizer there. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you can take that same information. This is using what you did in the other document to kind of get it all together. Okay, so you can even copy and paste some of that stuff from the other. You could have both of them open and copy and paste into here, because it says benefits of democracy. What are some of the things that you read that would make you like living in Athens? 1, 2, 3. What are some of the things that make you not like living in Athens? 1, 2, 3. What are some of the things that promoted equality? 1, 2, 3. So here. And then democracy in Athens was organized. So you need to fill this in. How was it organized? This impacted people by, finish that sentence. Another example of this is finish that sentence. So it kind of helps you with that. And then lastly, it's taking that information and putting it into some of your own words. So actually, I was just looking at this document a little closer. I'm going to have you, so you see this one, that's the historical entry. Go back to the main page. So you did the Democracy in Athens document set, you organized it into the graphic organizer, and then the last thing that you do, that you will submit to me for feedback, because after you've done this and this, you go up here, and this is the actual checkpoint that you will send in to me. And you answer this question: what were the benefits and drawbacks of democracy in ancient Athens? And you can even copy and paste some of your words from those other documents. Okay, those activities. That's why they're there to help you. So don't just try to jump into this. Use your information that you had from those other resources, which is why they're there, and answer that here in a good paragraph. That's what we're looking for here. A good paragraph, or two or three. This is not a one sentence, democracy in Athens was good. Democracy in Athens was good sometimes and bad sometimes. That's not it. That's not going to cut it. That doesn't give you the score that we're looking for here. Okay. I'm going to be scoring this checkpoint on looking at those patterns and being able to make a claim using evidence. So if you tell me that, democracy in Athens was actually pretty good, give me evidence of that. But then tell me some things that were also bad, because notice it says what were the benefits and drawbacks. Give me so specific examples of the good and the bad, all of those things. And when you're done with that and you think you're ready, then the very last thing that you do to send it in to me to get feedback is you click right here, request feedback. And then I will grade it, I will make notes, and I will send it back to you with either a red, yellow, or green. Red, stop, don't go any further, you have lots of changes. Yellow, you're on the right track, but there's some feedback that you need to look at and make some changes. Or green, good job, you're ready for the next thing. All right, so if you have questions, email me, jump in on a Zoom, send me a note, something along those lines, and I'll be glad to help you. Go back and watch this video again, okay? Talk to each other. Some other folks that are in the class, email each other, help each other out a little bit. That's okay, you can do that too. All right, hope that helps, and let me know if you need anything.